Well, hey there, everybody. This is Phil. I want to welcome you to episode number 24 of the Grinning Beggar's Paddy Rock podcast. After a very successful 2016 pledge drive, a lot of people kicked up this year and threw the money in the hat for a 1-hour block of music. So, this episode going forward, we're going to start knocking some of these down. This particular episode is going to be Fancast number 4, where you're going to get 2 playlists from 2 fans, that being from Jeff Steele and from my good friend William Little. These guys have been fans for quite a long time, and William's been a friend for quite a long time as well. And together, these 2 guys have put together one hell of a show for you. I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed. So kick back, relax, do whatever you do best, and turn this son of a bitch up loud and make sure the neighbors hear it. And at the end of the show, there'll be no question who loves Paddy Rock the most. All right, everybody, we'll talk to you shortly. And as always, thanks for tuning in.
I can't say that fast.
I was raised on black and tans, well, Ronnie Drew and Van the Man. I go off to Mass on Sunday, and then it's back to the pub on Monday. I got a sister Megan with a Celtic cross tattoo. I'll tell you a few stories, and every one of them is true. My mother's brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, Uncle Barney's father's brother had a cousin from Killarney. Well, my great-granddad and his mates, they tried to make it to the States. His great-uncle, he was a failure. He got deported off to Australia. So they stowed upon a steamer on the famous White Star Line. I was raised upon these stories since I was the age of 9. My mother's brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, Uncle Barney's father's brother had a cousin from Killarney. Well, my great uncle, he liked the races, he liked the dogs and steeple chases. His wife, my dear old auntie, she kept a tea shop with Red and in Bantry. But he fixed a race in Donegal and now he's got to hide with the sticky buns and cakes and guns and whiskey on the side. My mother's brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, Uncle Barney's father's brother and a cousin from Killarney. I was raised on black and tans, where Ronnie Drew and Van the Man. I go to Mass on Sunday, and then it's back to the pub on Monday. I'm from the wrong side of the south side of an Irish neighbourhood. I've never been to Ireland, but I know it's in my blood. My mother's brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, Uncle Barney's father's brother had a cousin from Killarney. Well, my mother's brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, Uncle Barney's father's brother, sisters, auntie had a cousin from Killarney.
My son John was tall and slim, and he had a leg for every limb. Now he got no legs at all, they're both shot away by cannonball. Ooh, rum rye, for a little lie, whack for a diddle timmy, ooh, rum rye. Oh, were you drunk or were you blind to leave your 2 front legs behind? It wasn't from walking up on the sea that took your legs from the ground to the knee. Ooh, rum rye, for a little lie, whack for a diddle timmy, ooh, rum rye. I wasn't trunk, and I wasn't blind to leave my two fine legs behind. 'Twas a cannonball on the 5th of May that took my two fine legs away. Rum rye, for a little eye, whack for diddle to me, rum rye. King of England and that King of France, I'd rather my legs they used to be than the King of Spain in his whole navy. Who rum rye, for a little eye, whack for diddle Timmy, who rum rye. Oh, I was tall and I was slim, and I had a leg for every limb. Now I got no legs at all. You can't win a race with a cannonball. Who rum rye, for a little eye, whack for diddle Timmy, who rum rye. Who rum rye, for a little eye, whack for diddle Timmy, who rum rye. Who rum rye, for a little eye, whack for diddle Timmy, who rum rye. Who rum rye, for a little eye, whack for diddle Timmy, who rum rye.
Bainbridge down in the county down one morning last July. Down a bar in Green gave a sweet Colleen and she smiled till she passed me by. She looked so sweet with the two brown feet with the sheen of enough brown hair. She could coaxing help, I could shook myself to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay to Terry Cay, Galway to Dublin town. No maid I seemed like my brown Colleen that I met at the county down. I shook my head and I gazed with a feeling rare. Says I to a passerby who's a maid with enough brown hair. He smiled at me and he says there's a gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann from the banks of the bench, the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay to Terry Cay, Galway to Dublin town. No maid I seen like a brown Colleen that I met at the county down. I'll surely be there and I'll dress in my Sunday clothes. With a hot cock bright and my shoe shine bright, with a smile from a nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till the leaves turn rust color brown. Still smiling bright on my own fireside, to the star of the county down. From Bantry Bay to Terry Cay, Galway to Dublin town. No maid I seen like my brown Colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay to Terry Cay, Galway to Dublin town. No maid I seen like my brown Colleen that I met at the county count you down. From Bantry Bay to Terry Kane, from Galway to Dublin town. No made a scene like a Brown Colleen that I met at the county down.
Назад тебя повстречал. Таких паскудных сучек никогда я не видал.
А как же вечера, когда ты розы мне дарил и по вечерним папам лишь с одной мной тусил? Дорогая, я был пьян, протрезвел любовь ям, разлюбил тебя ломок, мне вискарь крепкий гроб.
Проснулся поутру, а ты уже ушла домой.
Но я же вечером пришла с бухлом, так что не ной. А ты с моей подругой зажигаешь вот урод.
Меня приняли ее жопой и умелый рот. Но разве это повод бить меня по голове?
Да я сломала тебе руку или даже две.
Блять, 2 месяца в больнице и ни разу не пришла.
Я мстила и усердно с твоим папочкой спала. Дорогая, я был пьян, протрезвел любовь пьян, разлюбил тебя ломок, мне вискарь крепкий гроб. Не знала до тебя такие муки и печаль.
Да ты влюбилась, детка, что же мне ужасно жаль.
Послушай меня, мальчик, знаю, я страдал и ты. Тебе не доставало моих ласк и красоты.
Какое самомнение! Ладно, мне пора в кабак.
Мой новый парень Билли разобьет тебе пятак.
Связалась со Санаком, так меняй же на себя. Тупая шлюха и британец, славная семья.
Дорогая, я был пьян, протрезвел любовь пьян, разлюбил тебя ломок, мне вискарь крепкий гроб. Протрезвел любовь пьян, разлюбил тебя ломок, мне вискарь крепкий гроб. Дорогая, я был пьян, протрезвел любовь пьян, разлюбил тебя ломок, мне вискарь крепкий гроб.
and losers fight back.
Queensberry rules.
Hey, little darling, put on your running shoes. Keep the engine hot and one eye on the door. Gonna take what we got coming, just like the big boys do. Fountain pen and a loaded 44. Headbutt, sucker punch, give below the belt. Never punch above your weight with the hand that you've been dealt. I got dear advice, fair play is for fools. Only chumps and losers fight back.
Queensberry rules.
a maid, she's pure and fair. She'll never dance with a hairy bear. She'll never dance with a hairy bear. He lifts her high into the air. She'd go for a night, but he's a bear, all black and brown and full of hair. She kicked and waved a million fair. He licked the honey from her hair. She's a maid, she's pure and fair. She'll never dance with a hairy bear. She'll never dance with a hairy bear. He lifts her high into the air. She'd go for a night, but he's a bear, all black and brown and full of hair. She kicked and waved a million fair. He licked the honey from her hair. She's like a squeal and kicked the air. My man, she's fine. My man's so fair. And out they went from here to there. The bear is there and the maiden's fair.
Alrighty, folks, and we are back. That was Jeff's first set for the first annual fan cast of 2016. It kicked off in a pretty decent fashion. Opened things up with a tune by Gaelic Storm, Raised on Black and Tans, followed up with a shot of Scythian, My Son John. Then the Ogham Stones, that are out of my neck of the woods. Name of that song was Star of the County Down, Oh Hamsters, with The Dirty Glass. You might recognize that as a Dropkick Murphys tune. Then we had Queensbury Rules by The Wages of Sin, and Irish Moutarde, The Bear and the Fair Maiden. And that means mustard in French, if you don't know, but I think I've covered this once before. So yesterday, at least in North America, was Father's Day. Comes once a year, and that's a day where we all sit around and celebrate how awesome our fathers are. So for obvious reasons, I didn't get this podcast done yesterday. And on top of that, I've been suffering or recuperating from a torn bicep, so it's kind of been holding things up a little bit as well. But to all you stepfathers, mums, and fathers, happy Father's Day to y'all. Hope you had a spectacular day. I know growing up as a kid, my father and I did not see eye to eye. He was very old-fashioned. I was very much a bonehead. And I missed out on a lot as a kid just because he and I could not get along for nothing. And it's only 20 years after I left the house that I realized what I missed out on. So if you got an opportunity to hang with your dad, make sure you take it, because before you know it, those days are going to be over and you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass for it. Before I forget, I want to thank everybody that donated to the pledge drive. We hit our goal, if you didn't hear, which is freaking awesome. So I'm going to be doing a drawing soon for some prizes. We got the kilt package, we got a flask, and we got a shot glass holster and a shot glass to adorn your kilt belts. Pretty cool stuff. And if you're picking us up on Stitcher or TuneIn Radio, go over to www.paddyrock.com for a full playlist. And if you're picking us up on Blues and Roots Radio, cheers to you folks. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy the show. But anyways, I've said too much. We're here for the music, so let's get back into it. My name is Phil, and you are listening to episode number 24 of the Grinning Beggar's Paddy Rock Podcast, the first annual fan cast of 2016. Thanks for letting me invade your ear holes.
At the end of this run, and when you've answered all the questions, your life is done. I'll drink without regrets, I'll drink with no fear, and I'll hope to get to heaven with a belly full of beer. I'll drink for my joys, yeah, I'll drink for my sorrows. I'll drink every time that God gives me a tomorrow, just to drown life's little irritations. I'll drink anytime I have an invitation. Let's sink another drink. Tomorrow we'll swear on our lives that our elbows were raised for the very last time. But when the hangover dies, we're gonna do it again. Let's sink another drink. Tomorrow we'll swear on our lives that our elbows were raised for the very last time. But when the hangover dies, we're gonna do it again. I guess I'll stop and make a better start. But for now I'll sing this song with all of my heart. Let's sink another drink. Tomorrow we'll swear on our lives that our elbows were raised for the very last time. But when the Come a little hell, keep singing my song. Let's sing another drink. Tomorrow we'll swear on our lives that their elbows were raised for the very last time. But when the hangover dies, we're gonna do it again. Let's sing another drink. Tomorrow we'll swear on our lives that their elbows were raised for the very last time. But when the hangover dies, we're gonna do it again. Early morning in 44, they all landed on the shore. Could have been an easy prey. In his guilt, he played all day. As they landed on the beach, Bill Millen was out of reach. Sight for bullets all around. They all marched on to the sound. No balls, no glory. It's a story of Piper Bill. No balls, no glory. The Black Piper with the iron will. Play the roads to the aisles when they marched for many miles, fighting at Pegasus Bridge. Bill Millen was on the ridge. No balls, no glory. It's the story of Piper Bill. No balls, no glory. The Black Piper with the iron will. No balls, no glory. It's the story of Piper Bill. No balls, no glory. The Black Piper with the iron will.
I'm an American, boys, and I come a long way, born and bred in the USA. So listen up close, I got something to say. Boys, I'm buying this round.
Well, it took a little while, but we're in this fight. We ain't going home till we done what's right. Gonna drink Camden Town dry tonight. If I have to spend my last pound.
When I first got to London, it was pouring down rain. Met a little girl in the field canteen. Painted her name on the nose of my plane. 6 more missions, I'm gone.
When I asked if I could stay, she said that I might. When the woman came around, yeah, we turned out the lights. Death raining out of London tonight. We made love till dawn.
When Johnny Come Lately comes marching home with a chest full of medals and a GI loan, they'll be waiting at the station down in San Antonio. And Johnny comes marching home. Johnny. Well, my P-27 is a pretty good ship. She took around coming from the channel last trip. I was thinking about my baby and letting her rip. Always
got me through so far. Well, they can ship me all over this great big world, but I'll never find nothing like my northern girl. Taking her home with me one day, sir, as soon as we win this war. When Johnny come lately comes marching home with a chest full of medals and a GI loan, they'll be waiting at the station down in San Antonio. When Johnny comes marching home, when Johnny come lately comes marching home with a chest full of medals and a GI loan, they'll be waiting at the station down in San Antonio. When Johnny comes marching home, Johnny. About London when the Blitz was on, how he married Grandma and brought her back home, a hero throughout this land. Now I'm standing on the runway in San Diego, a couple purple hearts and I move a little slow. There's nobody here, maybe nobody knows, by the place called Vietnam. When Johnny come lately comes marching home with a chest full of medals and a GI loan, they'll be waiting at the station down in San Antonio. When Johnny comes marching home, when Johnny come lately comes marching home, chest full of medals and a GI loan, they'll be waiting at the station down in San Antonio. When Johnny comes marching home, yeah. Shells and cannon rounds fall to the earth, churning up the ground, making no man's land the pockmarked face
Will there be flying bullets? Will we make history? Will there be pride? Will there be sorrow? Will there be a fight for life? Will there be a tomorrow?
Our father was a Union man, someday I'll be one too. The boss is fired, Daddy, what's our family gonna do?
Come all ya good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the good old Union has come in here to dwell. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? My daddy was a miner and I'm a miner's son, and I stick with the Union till every battle's won. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? They say in Harlem County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or a vote for James Blair. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Will you be a lousy scab or will you be a man? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Don't scab for the bosses, don't listen to their lies. Us poor folks haven't got a chance unless we organize. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you
Now that was a kick-ass set of tunes. You can tell Jeff's been listening to Paddy Rock for a while. We kicked that set off with a track by Bodkin, Sink Another. Great band out of Canada, mostly singing French, but I tell you what, no matter what they're singing in, it's working. Followed up with a track by the Black Tartan Clan. Being that we just celebrated the anniversary of the landing in Normandy, it was a pretty cool tune that he picked out that was called Piper Bill. After which we heard a tune by the Street Dogs, a cover song actually, by Steve Earle. The name of that song was Johnny Come Lately. In fact, Steve Earle did that song with Shane MacGowan, and it is absolutely brilliant. If you ever have an opportunity to pull it up, go ahead and listen to it, and I guarantee you it's as cool as the Street Dogs version. Then we had the Toss Pines with Blood or Whiskey, and despite the fact that that is a 6.5 minute song, it goes by in about 90 seconds. That is one of my favorite songs by the Toss Pines, and I tell you what, there's a lot of them, but that is definitely one of my favorite ones. Donnie is a hell of a songwriter, and he brings a lot of life experience to his music, and unquestionably the Toss Pines are one of the most underrated bands out there today, so make sure you give them a looking up as well. And we ended that set with a track by the Dropkick Murphys doing a cover of Which Side Are You On? And I always want to call it a Billy Bragg song, but it is in fact a Pete Seeger song. All the same though, that was some pretty marvelous Celtic punk coming your way courtesy of Jeff Steele. Thank you, Jeff, for your support, your donation, and your friendship, man. I appreciate it. Now coming up for you, we got another kick-ass set of Celtic rock and Celtic punk. We're going to kick this set off with a track by the Mahones.
Punk rockers rockin', rock and roll heaven. The Who, Sex Pistols,
Well, it cuts just like a knife, takes away your love of life, puts out your fire and leaves you in the ashes. And you lay there in the hole, what you love now leaves you cold. It's hard to get the strength to face the morning. Some days you really feel like hiding. Some days you swear you'll never go up anymore. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to my dark places. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to my dark places. Well, the days drag slowly by. All you want to do is cry. Nothing makes sense, nothing has a reason. And the world is not the same. And you're the one to blame. And for too long you feel just like a prisoner. Some days you really feel like screaming. Some days you swear you'll never smile anymore. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to my dark places. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to my dark places. It's something they can't see, yet it seems so real to me. Can't explain just how I feel when what I feel is no emotion. It's not a tragedy, yet that's how it seems to me. I wish that you could see, or even for 1 minute, baby. Well, I got there in the end with the help of many friends. Some who help I simply just believe in. And the days look brighter now. Yeah, I know someday, somehow, I could end up back there in an instant. Some days I really feel like laughing. Some days I realize I must say, oh my God, and I'm not going back. I'm not going back to my dark places. I'm not going back. I'm not going back to my dark places. Oh, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to my dark places. Remember him when he was young. The gleam was in his eyes, full of bright ideas, chasing castles in the skies. Now he doesn't look so young, his eyes have turned to red. He's only got one set of clothes, he's got the park bench for a bed. And he's turned to the bottle, lost all his pride, as the whiskey comes to claim his soul. Slow motion suicide. Recall the day when he left school, he went to mine for coal. But that was Thatcher's 80s, and he landed on the dole. Life was hard up in the north, the industries closed down. Who employs the miner when there's no mines to be found? And he's turned to the bottle, lost all his pride, as the whiskey comes to claim his soul. Slow motion suicide. What happened to his darling wife? They used to have such fun. The drinking and the violence made a packer of bags and run. Now he walks a lonely road, he's always turned away. Drinking to the early grave, it advances day by day. And he's turned to the bottle, lost all his pride, as the whiskey comes to claim his soul. Slow motion suicide. Now he looks at his whole life through the bottom of the glass. Just a man down on his luck, and he swears this one's his last. But tomorrow you will see him out, the bottle in his hands, screaming words of drunkenness, but no one understands why he's turned to the bottle, lost all his pride, as a whiskey comes to claim his soul. Slow motion suicide. In his eyes we see no pride, held loosely by his side. The empty bottle he tries to hide. Oh no.
I speak tonight for the dignity of man and the destiny of democracy. At times, history and fate meet at a single time, in a single place, to shape a turning point in man's unending search for freedom.
Into the future, shake down the home. Oh, to the dawn of another day, take down. Don't be afraid. Hold on to the words that you say. Future eyes on the other side. Set the world alight. We are the libertines. We are the libertines. We are the libertines. We are the libertines. Welcome into the new state. Why do you wait? London, Berlin, San Francisco. Over the wall and into the future. Shake down home. Hold on to the dawn of another day. Take down. Don't be afraid. Hold on to the words that you say. Future eyes on the other side. Set the world alight. We are the libertines.
To right wrong.
We are the libertines.
To do justice.
We are the libertines.
The issue of
We are the libertines.
rights for freedom. What is a man from? If he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul.
Walk through the fire and into the future. 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 Walk through the fire and into the future.
How's it going? Are we on the tear tonight? I'm not up for it, I'll be better when I get a pint. Same old crowded boozer, same old crowded town. And did you know last night I wish that I could burn the whole place down? I'm gonna stay in, I'm gonna listen to the radio. Catch up on the football scores outside, it's gonna blow. Sit inside these four walls, happy and denial. Oh yes, I'll stay in tonight, stay in for a while. Mississippi, it's burning in this town. Mississippi, it's burning all around. Mississippi, it's burning in this town. Mississippi, it's burning all around. Have you seen the photographs in the lounges and the bars? Photographs of our city, thick and black like tar. Photographs of an industry, spine torn out and broke. The years pass by, the old men die, neath sinister dark smoke. Mississippi, it's burning in this town. Mississippi, it's burning all around. Mississippi, it's burning in this town. Mississippi, it's burning all around. Lights in the pubs and bars, whispers on the street. The crooked cross is on the roll in the sound of the marching feet. Strange fruit growing on the trees like in Billie Holiday songs. The years pass by and the old men died. They started fought so strong. Mississippi is burning in this town. Mississippi is burning all around. Mississippi is burning in this town. Mississippi is burning all around. Mississippi is burning in this town. Mississippi is burning all around. Mississippi is burning in this town. Mississippi is burning all around.
I'd sing for you a song if I could carry a tune or even put two words together for a start. But I'm all at odds, you see, half the bloke I used to be, a tin man without his famous heart. Once born in language, I could strip the walls of paint and draw a colour to the cheeks of toughened crooks. I'd argue with the scholars till the words caught in the collars and they scurried on to burn the precious books. Until I ran into a shadow and chased her down the alley where she had her way with me against the wall. Laid me with a curse that left me sober and godless, saved my life and took away my soul. My soul. I bend the bowler and defenders, I run the money lenders and play pool a go a fighting bloody war. And if they fancied me at darts, a trail of broken hearts could have led to me through any boozer door. One hand would carry tiles, lay concrete pipe for miles, while the other one was backfilling the trench. I could deadlift the barrel from the arse of bumper barrel long before this evil stole away my strength. To a shadow and chased her down the alley where she had her way with me against the wall. Laid me with a curse that left me sober and godless, saved my life and took away my soul. My soul. My soul. Sure, if I only had a conscience for an Hogmanay on March 17. Surely it's a sin to be sober and godless when half the bloody world is wearing green. I'd sing a song of old, draw tears from a statue, and I was the one to spare the beast a rod. Though I still fear the mystic powers of smoke and strong whiskey to lay me low before an angry god. Shadow and chased her down the alley where she had her way with me against the wall. Laid me with a curse that left me sober and godless, saved my life and took away my soul. Until I ran into a shadow and chased her down the alley where she had her way with me against the wall. Laid me with a curse that left me sober and godless, saved my life and took away my soul. No love, no
And that set of music there, ladies and gentlemen, concludes Jeff's 1 hour contribution to the Paddy Rock cause for 2016, the very first fan cast of the season. Cheers to you, Jeff. Awesome selection of music. That last set kicked off, like I said, with my own song, Ghost of a Whiskey Devil, because we all know that whiskey is the devil. We followed up with, appropriately, a Stiff Little Fingers song, My Dark Places, Ferocious Dog with Slow Motion Suicide. Ferocious Dog is a English band, and they have one hell of a story. It's kind of sad, but the fact that they still carry on says a lot about their metal, if you will. After that, we had the Ghost set with the song Libertines. Look for the Ghost set coming back to the United States this September. That ought to be an awesome, awesome tour. Make sure you get off your asses and get out and see them this time. Then second to the end, we had the Headsticks with Mississippi's Burning, and we closed it out with the Rumjacks, Sober and Godless. So coming up for you next is another fan-submitted playlist by my very good friend William Little. William is indeed a friend. I know this fella's entire family. I know his brother. I know his eventual sister-in-law. I know his father. I know his daughter. Hell, I have been to the Clan Little family reunion. I know the whole family. And they are all awesome people. And William's playlist is equally as awesome as Jeff's. So I'm sure you folks are going to love it. But coming up for you now is a couple of my own tunes, because I would be apropos to not include a few of my own tunes in there, right? So you can stick around and listen to them, turn it up loud, go refill your drink, take a dump, do whatever you're going to do. But we got music coming up for you right now. I'm Phil. Thanks for listening to episode number 24 of Grinning Beggar's Paddy Rock Podcast.
Once I walked up this empty road, I saw I had a bit to go to put the people here together for some songs. Everyone sitting at his work, no one dancing like an org. I pushed my head up to the ground to make them jump. Well, I took out my guitar and sang out whiskey in the jar, with my feet on the street, quietly begging for a seat. I got some beer in my head, really couldn't find my bed, so I played until my sun forever sets. Until my sun forever sets. Once my pal Adrian and me played out in Cheltenham for free. Too many dancing people rushed me to the graveyard on my own. As drunk as a skunk, I really couldn't find a bunk, so I put my drowsy ass down on a tom. The next day my pal just called me up. I got a dampness in my body, took me to a doctor. Oh, what a pretty girl she was.
You dated that in 43 years, written on your back, I see, and you're the famous treasure of our Flat's town, my dear.
Well, I took out my guitar and sang out whiskey in the jar, with my feet on the street, quietly begging for a seat. I got some beer in my head, really couldn't find my bed, so I played until my sun forever sets. Until my sun forever sets. Once a date was set to come, where you I took a shot from, and you remembered me by playing Nancy Spain upon my grave. I was sitting on my cloud and proudly heard you sing out loud, and my accordion gave its tunes right in your hearts. Well, I took out my guitar and sang out whiskey in a jar, with my feet on the street, quietly begging for a seat. I got
gon' blow my shot. North Georgia, Appalachian, and outlaw. Hard-headed and scrappy just like my papa. Keep talking, give me space, you should back up. Real close, this country boy, he gon' act up. Been a rebel, stars and bars flying. Go to war for my home, you dying. I've been a beast, killing beats since day one. Boondock, country strong, my A1. Dirt road, the woods is where I was raised at. Moonshines and steels is where I played at. Get the picture, these hills is what made me. Kiss my country ass and you can hate me. Get the picture, these hills is what made me. Kiss my country ass and you can hate me.
In the middle of summer with the windows down, on a dirt road, foam cup full of Crown. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny, back to life. In the middle of the summer with the windows down, on a dirt road, foam cup full of Crown. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny, back to life. Country strong and I'm back at it. Stars and bars on my hands tatted. In the middle of the summer with a quarter apple shine. Everybody in my mama know that I'ma go for mine. I hooked up with Danny, yo, think I'm buying a country flow. From the north to the south, nationwide dirt road. Potter Mill Road, yeah, Potter Mill Road. Where my granddaddy planted us from the get-go. I picked up that road, then I put it on my back. Now Potter Mills is represented everywhere I'm at. That's a fact, yeah, I rap, redneck, ball cat. Hillbilly bloodline, got a cold beer crack. I'm snapping like the belt that your papa whooped you with. Hotter than a bonfire with them pallets under it. Damn boy, you're pushing it. With everything you write, the other half of Boondock. Back to life. In the middle of the summer with the windows down, on a dirt road, foam cup full of Crown. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny, back to life. In the middle of the summer with the windows down, on a dirt road, foam cup full of Crown. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny. Country Danny. Country Danny. Back to life. Back to life. Country Danny. Back to life. Back to life. In the middle of the summer with the windows down, on a dirt road, foam cup full of Crown. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny, back to life. In the middle of the summer with the windows down, on a dirt road, foam cup full of Crown. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny, back to life. In the middle of the summer with the windows down, on a dirt road, foam cup full of Crown. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny, back to life. In the middle of the summer with the windows down, on a dirt road, foam cup full of Crown. Country Danny, back to life. Country Danny, back to life.
In the evening, when you are drinking, playing and singing, keep this moment in your mind, because it's the only thing that keeps above water. You're proud and only for Irish music beating hard. In the evening, when you are drinking, playing and singing, keep this moment in your mind, because it's the only thing that keeps above water. You're proud and only for Irish music beating hard. Beer and whiskey, dancing ladies, while it's so bless your Irish music hard. Beer and whiskey, dancing ladies, while it's so bless your Irish music hard. In the morning, when you are smoking, and like tea drinking, replay yesterday in your mind. Beer and empty feet, smiling faces, and singing voices, bless your Irish music heart. Beer and whiskey, dancing ladies, while it's so bless your Irish music heart. Beer and whiskey, dancing ladies, while it's so bless your Irish music heart. In the evening, when you are drinking, playing and singing, keep this
So what you had there was just a real quick set of some new tunes that I recently acquired here. Thought they'd definitely be worth a play while I finished finalizing the playlist for Little Bill. We kicked that set off with a brand new tune from Kilkenny Knights. The name of that song was Mick Watson. We then washed it back with a brand new track by the Boondock Kings called Back to Life. And I know a lot of you guys and girls out there going, what the frig, that's rap music on Paddy Rock? Well, yes it is. But you know what? They're Irish Americans, they're Appalachian, and they rap about hillbilly stuff. How can you go wrong? Plus, I don't give a shit. At Paddy Rock, we don't discriminate. Now, we closed it out with the Pirates of the Pub. The name of that song was Irish Music Heart. But now, I got everything ready for Bill's set. So, hope your drinks are full. Hope you've taken them dumps. Now tuck that kilt back into them socks and get ready. This is episode number 24, first fan cast of 2016. And we're kicking Little Bill's set off with the Creelers. I'm Phil. Thanks for listening.
Well, who are you, me pretty fatter maid, and who are you, my lovely? Who are you, me pretty fatter maid, and who are you, my lovely? She answered me quite modestly, I am my mummy's darling. With me to raya, father diddle da, diary father diddle there, won't you come in the middle of the night when the moon is shining clearly? Won't you come in the middle of the night when the moon is shining clearly? I'll open the door and I'll let you in, and the devil, the one did hear us. With me to raya, father diddle da, diary father diddle there, Now she took me horse by the bridle and the bit, and she led him to the stable. She took me horse by the bridle and the bit, and she led him to the stable. 20 votes for a soldier's horse, eat them if he's able. With me to raya, father diddle da, diary father diddle there, Now she took me by her lily white hand and she led me to the table. She took me by her lily white hand and she led me to the table. 20 of ale for a soldier boy, drink it if you're able. With me to raya, father diddle da, diary father diddle there, Now she took me by her lily white hand and she led me to her chamber. She took me by her lily white hand and she led me to her chamber. Take me now, soldier boy, take me if you're able. With me to raya, father diddle da, diary father diddle there, And there we lay to the break of day, and the devil, the one did hear us. There we lay to the break of day, and the devil, the one did hear us. She arose, put on her clothes, and left me laying naked. With me to raya, father diddle da, diary father diddle there, And tell me now, me pretty fatter maid, when will we be married? Tell me now, me pretty fatter maid, when will we be married? When broken shells make Christmas bells, it's then we be married. With me to raya, father diddle da, diary father diddle there, Now who are you, me pretty fatter maid, and who are you, my lovely? Who are you, me pretty fatter maid, and who are you, my lovely? She answered me quite modestly, I am my mummy's darling. With me to raya, father diddle da, diary father diddle there,
Uncle Michael, will you have a drink with me? Well, maybe we'll have a few if the wife just leaves me be, and we'll be drinking We'll be drinking all the day until all of our troubles go away. Uncle Michael, can I have a drink with you and listen to the stories and all the shit that you've been through? And we'll be drinking and stay wasted all the night. And Smirnoff's gonna make everything alright. Well, you pull into Virginia, you hit Scotty's at a quarter past 2. They got a bunker and Sonic on the bar there waiting for you. Well, them waitresses, they make you feel so fine. You make party like they've never seen. We're here for a good time, not a long time. This life of leisure is all you need. Uncle Michael, will you have a drink with me? Well, maybe we'll have 2, but we'll probably have 33 and we'll be drinking. We'll be drinking all the day until all of our troubles go away. You got the whole town drunk, but they can't keep up with you. As you're buying out the bar, making all the girls' dreams come true. 'Cause every day above ground is a good day, and that's what you preach to me. Living life like this is the best way, and it's your philosophy. Uncle Michael, can we have a drink with you and listen to the stories and all the shit that you've been through? And we'll be drinking and stay wasted all the night. And Smirnoff's gonna make everything alright. Uncle Michael, till we do it all again, I wanted to let you know that you're one hell of an Irishman, and we got hammered the whole weekend through. Hey now, Uncle Michael, here's to you.
say I'd never quit, but I just might. Stumble through darkness with my torn in half, till I see a clearing that follows my path. Whoa. To live is to die out, to both with our laugh. Somebody under the bed, whoever can it be? I feel so very nervous, I'll call for Joni. Well, Joni lights a candle, but there's no one there. And it's hey, hi, diddly, I, and out goes she. Skipping rope, still turning, children at their play, in and out of Clarendon Street, in and out to pray. I haven't prayed for 20 years, nor sung a happy song, since praying went with innocence and the devil played along. And we all went up to the barrel singing, hey there, who's your man? It's only John McFoley, cause sure he's a desperate man. A bang bang shoots the bosses where there's golden key, and it's hey hi diddly I, and out goes she. My mother was a stater, and my father loved to tan. She loved her hapless sausages and a soldier fancy man. Nora's up in Jacobs and Mary's out the town, and I joined the transport union when they said my nose was brown. My uncle had a wolfhound that never had to be. Well, a hairy lemon snatched him all down Eden Key. Well, now I've got me primos and my scapulars are blue, for helping all the babies and Dolly Fawcett too. And we all went up to the barrel singing, hey there, who's your man? It's Alfie Bernard Walkinshaw, he's a decent man. Bang bang shoots the bosses where there's golden key, and it's hey hi diddly I, and out goes she. Well, it's true that Dublin's changing since a pillar was blown down by the winds of violence that are blowing up the town. Well, we used to solve our difference with a digging match and jar, but now we're playing bang bang and it's going to bleed far. And we all went up to the barrel singing, hey there, who's your man? It's Brendan being out of Walkinshaw, he's a ginger man. Bang bang shoots the bosses where there's golden key, and it's hey hi diddly I, and out goes sheep. And we all went up to the barrel singing, hey there, who's your man? It's Patrick Pierce out of Walkinshaw, he's the rebel man. Bang bang shoots the bosses where there's golden key, and it's hey hi
We all went down to Philly. Didn't have a gig at all, so we sat in a pub in Philly just to watch the whiskey fall. Well, they set us up in Philly, but they didn't know these boys at all, cause we knocked them back to the whiskeys and shut them down by 10:30. Through the teeth and all the guns, just one slip of the lips and tongues. So we settle this, the night is young, pour that fucking whiskey, son. We all went up to Boston, didn't have a gig at all, so we sat in a pub in Boston just to watch the whiskey fall. Through the teeth and all the guns, just one slip of the lips and tongues. So we settle this, the night is young, pour that fucking whiskey, son. Georgia, an elegant establishment where the bouncers help you off the floor, police to help you out the door. One for the boys, one for the girls. Here's to the ones we love the best, who waited home for our return with a smoke and a whiskey on our breath. Through the teeth and all the guns, just a slip of the lips. So we settle this, the night is young, all that pretty whiskey. Singing praises to and through, what we're bringing to pay and do. Line 'em up to Kingdom Come, pour that fucking whiskey, son.
Now come tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush your look, go hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get ye ready quick and soon. For the pipes of speed together at the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon. The pikes of speed together at the rising of the moon. And come tell me, Sean Farrell, where the gathering is to be. At the Ulster by the river, quite well known to you and me. And by way of signal token, whistle loud the marching tune. With your pike across your shoulder at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. With your pike across your shoulder at the rising of the moon. And from many a mud wall cabin eyes were watching through the night. Many a manly heart was beating for the blessed morning light. Murmurs ran along the valley like the banshee's lonely croon. And 1,000 pipes are flashing at the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. And 1,000 pipes are flashing at the rising of the moon. ransom I'm the same. And above the shining weapons hung their own beloved grain. Death to every foe and traitor, whistle loud the marching tune. And around me boys afraid and says the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. Around me boys afraid and says the rising of the moon. The rising of the moon, the rising of the moon. And around me boys afraid and says the rising of the moon.
So if there's one thing that'll forever impress me about the Paddy Rock fans, that is their in-depth knowledge of the music that we all know and love. And William Little is no exception to this rule at all. He's been listening long enough to know which end is up, and he certainly puts an exclamation point on that with this very first set. We kicked things off with the Creelers. The name of that song was The Night Visit. We followed up with one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite bands, that is the Fighting Jamesons. The name of that song was Uncle Michael. We all got one of them. In fact, some of us are probably that guy. After which we heard a song by Cutthroat Shamrock, who are unfortunately no longer together, but while they were, they rocked us to our very core. The name of that song was A Path Less Traveled. We followed it up with Pour That Whiskey by Barley Juice, and we wrapped that set up with Shane MacGowan and the Popes doing The Rising of the Moon, because what would a Celtic podcast be from the fans of Paddy Rock without a little bit of Shane MacGowan in there? But at this point, I'm just spouting gibberish, and it sounds like I've been imbibing on some whiskey, and I assure you I have not, because, well, now I guess it's 10:30, it's never too early for whiskey. But anyways, it is definitely time for some more music. So, kick back, do what you do, and turn this up loud. I'm Phil, and you are listening to episode number 24 of the Grinning Beggars Paddy Rock Podcast, the first fancast of 2016.
I met a girl with Galway eyes. It comes as no surprise. The eyes that tell no lies are the girl with Galway eyes. You're the girl with Galway eyes. Met her down on Queen Street West. Yeah, right away I knew that she was the best. Then I passed her test. I was waiting on the sidelines for my girl with Galway eyes. Yeah, Quincy, a hooligan, all the rest, and the girl with Galway eyes. You're my girl with Galway eyes. Yeah, whoa. I met a girl with Galway eyes. Comes as no surprise, yeah. The girl is now my wife. Yeah, she's my girl with Galway eyes. She's my girl with Galway eyes. My girl with Galway eyes. You're my girl.
Cambridge town in the county down one morning of July. From the boring green came the sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. She looked so sweet from her two bare feet, from the sheen of her nut brown hair. Such a coaxing elf, I shook myself to see I was really there. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I've seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. As she onward sped, I scratched my head with a look of a feeling rare. I says I to a passer-by who's a maid with a nut brown hair. He smiled at me and he says he, that's a gem of Ireland's crown. Young Rosie McCann from the banks of the Banff, she's a star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. At the harvest fair she'll surely be there, so I dress in my Sunday clothes, with my shoes shone bright and my hat cocked right to the smile of a nut brown rose. No pipe I'll smoke, no horse I'll yoke, till my plow turns a rust-colored brown, till my smiling bride by my own fireside is a star of the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. Dublin town, no maid I seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down. From Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, and from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the brown Colleen that I met at the county down.
Came up tight, he invited the leaves up so
hear it lost. When it's charming, we'll be cast beside before us. And if there be a need, sure my kids will sing at speed with a verse or two of Stephen B. and chorus. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show me why so you won medals down in Flanders. Tell me how the IRA made you run like Halloween from the green and lovely lanes of Gershanders. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Show me why so you won medals down in Flanders. Tell me how the IRA made you run like Halloween from the green and lovely lanes of Gershanders.
On a come fella traveler bending ear toward me. Come cease all your rabble and row. All your shrill empty laughter is slicing right through me. And there's fickle so funny, no never, no how. Yet as well tell the devil his work is complete. We'll sing, share the love, but we can't share the streets. It's the kick in the arse. It's the kiss on the cheek. It's the blows and the unkind words.
Conscience rings like a silver bell, and I can waltz like a dervish, my dear. 2 boots full of gravel through your blazing hell with a shit smeared grin from ear to ear. Some hearts are like lightning in a bottle, and others like a moth in a can. Some hearts are a Dead Sea apple, a poison to God and man. I'm the sweetest bag of rats that you've ever seen. I look like trouble and I walk like a king. Oh, it's my thing, what for when I can sing of all the blows and unkind words. You get around, God, dragging on the ground like life's gone pissing in your mince. Where you bullied as a child, abandoned to the wild, and been blaming every fucker ever since. We're all born blind, but we're born with a spine. So get up and start hating all the world. I keep calling out to me, cause it's growing hard to see through all the blows and unkind words. Get back to your corners, you filthy wee savages. No terror hast thou for the brave. We your 4-letter words, all at 3-second intervals. 2 clicks away from a frosty old grave. If you're spoiling to rumble, then piss off to war. And for all of your trouble, get he-feckin' home. For we're staunch, fit and proud, and we'll suffer no more of your blows and unkind words. Little shikes while away their lonely nights, saying all they wouldn't dare by light of day. And if the church or the state can't find a cure for all that hate, then I can't find the need to vote or even pray. But dang, dang, Daisy, go ahead, call me crazy, but this shooting match could all be over soon. And the big fat dame with the foreign sounding name is backstage firing off the tune. You've a penny of a pie, let's get drunk, fuck around, we'll barricade the door against the wall. A kiss a light before you leave, cause it's growing hard to breathe through all the blows and unkind words. You've a penny of a for teenage girls. Are you the penny or the pine? Let's get drunk and fuck around. We'll barricade the door against the world. Oh, I can't take another night watching grown men fight to music made for teenage girls. To music made for teenage girls. Ah, to music made for teenage girls.
Some friends and I in a public place, so playing cards one night. Went into the room, a fireman ran his face all chalky white. What's up, says Brown? Have you seen a ghost? Have you seen the Aunt Mariah? Me Aunt Mariah, be buckets to see the bleeding butts on fire. Oh well, says Brown, what a bit of luck, everybody follow me. And it's down to the cellar, the pipes are there, then we'll have a grand old tree. So we all went down with good old Brown, the booze we could not miss. And we hadn't been in the 10 minutes or more till we were all wet pissed. And there was Brown, upside down, lapping up the whiskey on the floor. Let's booze, booze, the fireman cried his say, come on knocking on the door. Hold on, wait a minute, till the door drunk up. Somebody shouted, McIntyre! And we all got moved and belly jumped way out and cow got fire. Then Smith walked over to the board, went up and he gave it a few hard knocks. Then he started taking off his pantaloons, likewise his shoes and socks. Oh no, says Brown, that ain't allowed, you can't do that thing here. Don't wash your towels on the board right up when we got Guinness beer. And then there came a mighty crash and the banner roof caved in. We were almost drowned by the fireman's hose, but I swear it tastes like gin. So we got some texts of old wet sex and nailed ourselves inside. And we set 13 down pints of stout till we were bleary-eyed. And there was Brown, upside down, left another whiskey on the floor. Let's booze, booze, the fireman cried his say, come on knocking on the door. Hold on, get him into this all drunk up. Somebody shouted, McIntyre! McIntyre! And we all got blue and belly jumped for the old town cow on fire. Then they came from the old back door to pick up a local church. And when he saw a drunken waste, he began to scream and curse. Are you drunken sots, heathen clots? You've taken to a drunken spree. You take up all the Benedict wine, you didn't save a drop for me. Late at night when the fire was out, we came up from the cellar below. Our pop was burned, our booze was strong, our heads was digging low. Oh look, says Brown, but it looked quite queer. Something raised his eye. We gotta get down to Murphy's pub, it closes on the hour. And there was Brown, upside down, lapping up the whiskey on the floor. Let's booze, booze, fireman cried his say, come on knocking on the door. Oh don't let it into the town drunk up, somebody shouted McIntyre. And there was Brown, upside down, lapping up the whiskey on the floor. Let's booze, booze, the fireman cried his say, come on knocking on the door. Oh don't let him into the town drunk up, somebody shouted McIntyre. McIntyre! And we all got blue blood Benedict and put the old down cow on fire.
Oh my, but that's a classic. That was The Old Dun Cow by Fiddler's Green. I'm most familiar with the version done by Seamus Kennedy, but I tell you, as far as Celtic punk goes, Fiddler's Green has a pretty good lock on that one. Before that, we had the Rumjacks with Blows and Unkind Words, Paddy Murphy with Come Out Ye Black and Tans, Crack with Starve the County Down, and we kicked off that set with the Mahones, Girl with Galway Eyes. Now we're coming down to the finish line here. We got 2 sets left for Little Bill's playlist. Now I gotta tell you, Little Bill, I call him this, William Little. William Little is a genuine guy. He is a retired Army veteran, and he is the real deal. He is a hell of a guy, and he's a very good friend of mine. So, Bill, thank you very much for everything. Congratulations on your recent marriage, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. But I'm not here to gush over how awesome you are, so I'm just going to play some more music, because it's Sunday, and we got to get this damn podcast done so you people can stuff it in your ear holes. So thanks for sticking around.
Van valjen vart gratulering ved vindu hevra shelif mala isto gilte leshna olav oro shedava awalya oro shedava awalya anishar haktan jauri avilrina verka vekkum num björn
Dír ach seacht an granhfuil agus míle gascí Head fógart bon cóla Óró siad a bhaáhailja Óró siad a bhaáhailja Óró siad a bhaáhailja Ní sear hacht an teorí An granhfuil teachtar sála ó learm ná le mér har a gardar géalaí féins ní gáil na Spáinní Is gur bhí siad rúg ar góla Óró siad a bhaáhailja Óró siad a bhaáhailja Óró siad a bhaáhailja Ní sear hacht an teorí Siad a bhaáhailja Óró siad a bhaáhailja Óró siad a bhaáhailja Ní sear hacht an teorí
Just a man, nothing more, nothing less, but nonetheless live his life with every drop he bleeds. But let me take you on a journey, times of torment, times of pain, where the history it rolls, and the clocks they never change. He's lived this life the best he knows, which always goes to show you and I were not one in the same. Cheerilee, 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 float around his weary head. Something's got to give, cause every man has got to live. So wipe your head before you drop and give. Let me take you on a journey, times of torment, times of pain, where the history it rolls, the clocks they never change. He's lived this life the best he knows, which always goes to show you and I were not one in the same. Cheerilee, 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 cheerilee. He's just a man, nothing more, nothing less, but nonetheless lives this life with every drop he bleeds. Cheerilee, 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 cheerilee. Cheerilee, 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 cheerilee.
boxes tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning and before I'd start each day, I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, then be on my way. I traveled far and wide, laid its head in many ports. I was guided by a compass, I saw beauty to the north. I drew the tales of many lives and wore the faces of my own. I had these memories all around me so I wouldn't be alone. Some may be from showing up, others are from growing up. Sometimes I was so messed up and didn't have a clue. I ain't winning no one over, I wear it just for you. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo, in a rose tattoo. I got your name written here in a rose tattoo.
Woke in the morning, alarm clock is broken again. The dole office ringing, I miss me appointment at 10. I got on me clothes, the bus is delayed. It's always a struggle for me to get paid, that's the way that it goes. I never imagined I'd grow up the way that I did. The hopes and the dreams that we had when we all were kids. We'd run through the valley, hang around at the shops, throwing our stones and our guff at the cops. That's the way that it goes. Won't you carry me home, where everything's easier, where the birds sing our song and we'll sing along in Dublin City. Won't you carry me home, where everything's easier, where the birds sing our song. It's where we belong, in Dublin City. Well, I'm older now, but my mind stays back in those times. The market on Sundays, the rings of the church's bell chimes. Although I haven't left, it stays with me still. The echoes of Dublin, the roar on the hill. That's the way that it goes. Won't you carry me home, where everything's easier, where the birds sing our song and we'll sing along in Dublin City. Won't you carry me home, where everything's easier, where the birds sing our song. It's where we belong, in Dublin City. It's the way that you feel when you're looking through empty old eyes. The boy that you were is all grown up and said his goodbyes. But the memories of everything that we have can still remain. They're the only thing left in this world that's keeping me sane. Life's offered me things, most of them good, I'll agree. If I could go back, wouldn't change all that much it made me. And when I come home, we'll do it again. Grab a few points, I just say where and when. That's the way. Oh, that's the way that it goes. Won't you carry me home, where everything's easier, where the birds sing our song and we'll sing along in Dublin City. Won't you carry me home, where song. It's where I belong, in Dublin City.
When I met you, I wonder what I aim to be. A man who's there for you, but must always be free. And I never would make a subjugating plea, 'cause I am unapologetically me. I drink too much whiskey, I drink too much stout. Sometimes I don't know what I'm on about. I live on a mountain and I dream of the sea, 'cause I am unapologetically me. So you told me that night that I'd be a man. That make rocks and me fully speed into your plan. As the years went by, you began to see that I am unapologetically me. I drink too much whiskey, I drink too much stout. Sometimes I don't know what I'm on about. I live on a mountain and I dream of the sea, 'cause I am unapologetically me. Slowly disgusted by the weight of the world, your love for me became twisted and curled. You became the thing you saw you never be. Unlike you, I'm unapologetically me. So I packed up my things and a fond farewell to a new home where hope still has dwell. I'll be noisy and rude like used to fill you with glee. Soul intact, unapologetically me. I drink too much whiskey, I drink too much stout. Sometimes I don't know what I'm on about. I live on a mountain and I dream of the sea, 'cause I am unapologetically me. The world sometimes likes it, sometimes it wants you to flee. Bugger them, I'm unapologetically me.
And that, my friends, was the Stubby Shlaley's, now defunct, but when they were together, they were fun as hell. The name of that song was Unapologetically Me, because why should you have to apologize for being a piss tank and a pervert? Before that, we had Sir Reg, the name of that song was Dublin City, and of course, Dropkick Murphys with Rose Tattoo. I'm gonna dedicate that song to my baby girl, because at the age of 4 years old, she knew every word of that song. Probably even better than I did. Not to mention, she's got a mad crush on Ken Casey. Then we kicked the set off with Jasper Cole, with R.O.C., and the Bullocks with Touraloo. And this, in fact, brings us to the very last set of Williams' playlist. It's been a pretty good ride, I think, and I look forward to doing more of these. I've got a handful of them that I got to get through this year, so I hope you enjoy them as well. If you'd like to get a playlist to me one of these days, just look for the pledge drive next year. It's a good opportunity. Then you can be like me and impose your musical will upon other people. Because if you didn't listen, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I would. Anyways, time for some more music. We're kicking this set off with a tune by Smokey Bastard. You listen to Grinning Beggar's Paddy Rock Podcast.
the man with a squint in his eye and a working man's tan. Just listen a while and you'll be entertained. But don't interrupt, you may ne'er walk again. 'Cause his hands may be cracked and his eyes may be pale. He may not look long for this world. When that world's on your back, just sit down with old Jack and he'll tell you tall tales of old. He'll say, away with your boy, don't go wasting your time. Should be living your life for yourself. 'Cause the very next day they could take you away and you won't have no stories to tell. But seeing as you're here, won't you buy us a beer and I'll tell you a favourite of mine. Go out and live your life another time. He'll regale you with tales through the smoke of his pipe. They'll show you some proof of his well-travelled life. The unicorn's horn or the gold he brought back. But just keep your mouth shut if you're down an old Jack. 'Cause his hands may be cracked and his eyes may be pale. He may not look long for this world. When that world's on your back, just sit down with old Jack and he'll tell you tall tales of old. He'll say, away with your boy, don't go wasting your time. Should be living your life for yourself. 'Cause the very next day they can take you away and you won't have no stories to tell. But seeing as you're here, won't you buy us a beer and I'll tell you a favourite of mine. Go out and live your life another time. I went to my local just the other day and they told me old Jack had been taken away. The hospital bed found him cold like the night that snatched him away while he clung to his pipe. And his skin was so pale and his eyes wired shut, his story had come to an end. As I walked out the ward I was shattered and torn. I remembered the last words he'd said. He said, away with your boy, don't go wasting your time. Should be living your life for yourself. 'Cause the very next day they could take you away and you won't have no stories to tell. But seeing as you're here, won't you buy us a beer and I'll tell you a favourite of mine. Go out and live your life another time.
your bearding on the river Thames. When the chip was hard at work, the devil appeared from hell. He had a roll of copper and a bucket full of nails. The devil said, and the chip, take these nails and copper roll, but you also have to take this rat, and I will take your soul. Chip despised the rat, and the rat squealed and hissed, but the bucket of nails and copper were too much to resist. Set to work, he'd get rid of the rat, and there wouldn't be a problem with the step to turn the back. But the devil wouldn't die, no matter how hard he tried. The rat attacked the boat right, and he beat him in the eye. It seemed as if the river rat smell and the Satan smell. They followed Chip around and made his life a living hell. He slowly lost his mind, he lost his family, he lost his job and had to join the King's Navy. A bit, a yard will build a ship. A Satan is my master and I'll get you Chip. A lemon goes a bit, a yard will build a ship. A Satan is my master. I'm going to get you. Chased Chip up the gangplank of the ship, and they bit him and they tortured him until he finally flipped. He stammered to the captain to turn around his rig. The captain spied his madness and they chucked him in the brig. The devil had his man, he knew just what to do. He'd command the rats and to the planks they chew. The water rushed in and the ship went down. She was smashed upon the rocks on which the rats danced around. A pip, a yard will build a ship. A Satan is my master, I will get you Chip. A lemon grows a pip, a yard will build a ship. A Satan is my master, I will get you Chip. A lemon grows a pip, a yard will build a ship. A Satan is my master, I will get you Chip. A lemon grows a pip, a yard will build a ship. A Satan is my master. I got you Chip.
Alrighty, my friends, and with the end of that set brings us to the conclusion of the first Fancast of 2016, and we went out in spectacular fashion. Last song you heard was the Real Mackenzies doing Chip. Before that, we had a double shot of Kilmaine Saints, started off with a Swallowtail Jig, and then we followed up with A Man You Don't Meet Every Day. And of course, we kicked that set off with a track by Smokey Bastard. Name of that song was Old Jack. So I want to give a huge thanks to both Jeff and William. You guys put together some spectacular playlist for me this time around. I hope everything keeps going this awesome, because if it does, you, the listeners, are in for a tremendous amount of good music over the next few months. And if you owe me a playlist, by all means reach out to me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever you want and say, hey, jerk, here's my list, let's get cracking, and we will do this. And on a final note, everybody that donated my pledge drive, thank you very much. We hit our goal. I'm so very happy about this. I've got shirts coming soon. If you're not aware, I tore my bicep. Boys will be boys, and old men are fragile. What can I say? But it's made shit kind of hard to get done. But don't worry, I'm making some progress, and soon we'll have merch in hand. This, I promise. But now it's time for me to go, because I hear there's a cold beer with my name on it somewhere. So, I leave you folks with one final tune. This is the Pogues. Name of the track is A Parting Glass. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk to you soon. Slàinte, everyone.
Oh, all the money I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, the memory now I can't recall, so fell to me parting glass, good night and joy be with you all.
sweethearts there I had. They wished me one more day to stay. But since it falls into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently rise and softly call, good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town that sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. Then fell to me the parting glass, good night